Welcome to this weekend's edition of Mox News. I'm Harrison White.
And I'm Andreus Anderson.
Tennessee lawmakers voted to send a message that they don't agree with the sexually open and progressive views of the Office for Diversity and Inclusion on the University of Tennessee campus. The legislature passed a bill stripping it of the state funds for a year. That's a total of nearly $337,000. The money will be used to fund minority scholarships instead. The move was a reaction to the concepts backed by the UT Diversity Office. Those include Sex Week and the use of gender-neutral pronouns.
A transgender bathroom bill was stopped in the Tennessee legislation. The bill will have required students in all public restrooms and universities to use bathrooms that match their gender at birth. This proposal is part of a wave of legislation across the country regarding the LGBT community.
April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. AT&T representatives came to campus this week to help students understand the importance of the cause.
We're here on the UTC campus trying to bring awareness to young people of the dangers of texting and driving, or just distracted driving, period. It's not just texting anymore because people have smartphones and they're doing so many different things with that. The dangers of doing that while driving, there's just too much to allow that to happen.
Students were welcome to experience the dangers of texting and driving through a real-world simulator. There were also games in which students had to text while focusing on the road.
The texting and driving prevention method, I guess, so it was cool. I don't usually text and drive that much, but doing the simulation made me realize how bad it was, because apparently I sideswiped somebody or hit somebody. I didn't even know. So I guess it's not good to text and drive.
According to AT&T, almost 23,000 crashes involve a distracted driver last year. That's a record high for Tennessee.
About 3 years ago, we started a campaign called It Can Wait. And as it says there, any text, anytime you're searching the internet, it can wait till you stop that car somewhere.
After going through the simulation, students were asked to sign a pledge to keep their eyes on the road and not on their phones.
It's that dirty word on campus, parking. What can be done to solve the problem? It may be students scheduling. Here's the story.
One of the things that UTC is doing to help solve the parking problem is looking into student scheduling to help determine why it is so hard to find a spot during the peak hours and the morning rush. Some students might think that UTC is not doing their part to fix the parking problem. Michelle Morales, a director from Auxiliary Services, has more.
We are doing a complete overhaul study of the UTC parking system. We're looking at where reserve lots are located, where general lots are located, if there is a need for additional parking spaces in reserved or in general, and how we can possibly spread out the schedule of the classes that are offered to accommodate for how in the evenings and afternoons that you can find a parking space but you can't find it in the peak times in the mornings.
UTC students Chessa and Ashley think that the parking services could do a better job. Let's hear what they have to say.
It's just not very good. I feel like they can do a lot better, especially like adding more general lots, because there's way more reserved lots and they oversell the passes for the general lots.
Honestly, I don't think so. We do have a lot of students and we don't have enough parking. So maybe a solution is freshmen that commute can drive, but freshmen that don't commute, that live on campus, shouldn't have their cars because they drive to class, so what's the point?
Look at what's coming to the UTC campus. UTC police will soon zoom across campus on Segways. The department has purchased 2 of the machines. We got to see Lieutenant John Bowl take one for a test drive. Bowl said they could go into service as soon as May 1st.
Earth Week began at UTC with a big honor.
Our campus won a Green Light Award thanks to the hard work of some honor students. Here's the story.
Over the past 2 decades, the rate of energy consumption on this campus has been decreased by more than 2/3 as a result of energy efficient technologies and operations.
And it is my great pleasure to present to University of Tennessee at Chattanooga their Green Light certification.
When we do these sorts of things, it's not a single individual focus. They're interwoven with a variety of things that have to occur to make these things happen.
And by partnering together, by not only dreaming up the innovations and having the creativity to help the environment, but executing on it and following through and making things happen, we can build a stronger and more resilient city.
Innovations in Honors program was released, I was very interested and I applied right away and I was accepted, and there were 3 labs that we got to choose from, and this was the one that really caught my attention. We get to work with a third-party nonprofit, which that being my major, I just thought that would be a great idea. So it's been really awesome to get to work with Michael Walton on a daily basis, to get to sit down with the CEO of a nonprofit and talk through real-world issues, and then to get to go out to bigger businesses and pitch the idea of Green Light to them and to walk through the process with them. That was really what grabbed my attention about this class.
Well, it's a really nice wrap-up, I think, for almost a year's worth of work by the honors students. They were faced with a real-world problem. They came up with a solution and then took it to the next step and not only implemented it here on campus, they've extended it into the community, and now we're going to be in a national competition for, or a national challenge for energy efficiency.
Kappa Alpha Psi and Step Up partnered together to form an event called What is Privilege? Students gathered to discuss the topic. The students were asked to stand in a line and had to answer general questions by either moving closer to the finish line or farther back to the starting line. The goal was to create a visual representation of privilege that we are not always aware exists. Those who attended talked about the experience afterwards.
Funds raised in a basketball tournament will soon make dreams come true. Jordan Smith tells us the story about Swishes for Wishes.
The Chi Omega sorority at UTC has been supporting Make-A-Wish for years, but this year they are taking it up a notch by hosting a basketball tournament they have named Swishes for Wishes.
It's always really cool whenever we get to see a kid's face light up whenever their wish is granted. And it's always a really long week with a lot of work put into it, but it's always really paid off well, getting to see the kids' reaction and seeing a family that's gone through something so terrible that they didn't ask for, and then getting to see something really cool happen for them, like getting to go on a trip to Disney World or something like that.
The Swishes for Wishes basketball tournament is only the end of their week. These women spend all week getting the campus and other organizations involved to accomplish their overall goal: to grant a child's wish.
Well, we've been preparing for our basketball tournament this whole week. It's really exciting. We have a lot of organizations that are working with us, and it's really cool to see our whole campus just come together for Make-A-Wish, because Make-A-Wish is so important to Chi Omega and our chapter, and it's really cool because even the professors are coming out because it's such a well-known cause.
The Swishes for Wishes basketball tournament was held at UTC Friday afternoon and raised over thousands of dollars to grant a child's wish. The Chi Omega sorority at UTC has raised $14,000. That grants 2 children's wishes. This is Jordan Smith with Mox News.
That does it for the last edition of Mox News for the semester. Thank you for joining us. Check out our videos uploaded throughout the week to YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe.
We are on the UTC TV channel and Housing channel 2.1. So tune in. Great luck. Our founders, and have a great weekend from us at Moss News. Harris, we about to graduate, yo. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, yeah.